Hey, so I wanted to hop on here today and just kind of go over part of my testimony. I know some people probably haven't heard it, so this is an opportunity for you to hear that part of it. You can always go and check out my full testimony in the link that's in my bio. It has the testimony video in there as well as the book if you would like to read all of that. But because of recent events, it has come into question of honestly the way I see it is what God did in my life, and that it was almost kind of like it was downplayed as to what he did, and that the fullness of what he did wasn't actually what happened. And so I just want to bring clarity to that and to even try to go in more detail than I already have, to make sure that everyone sees what he did and how he did it, and just to know that, you know, he can do the exact same thing in your life if that's what you're wanting. You have to be wanting it though, and you have to be willing, and you have to be sincere when asking. So I was in LGBT community for the last 16 years. I had been married to my current wife at the time for almost 4 years, and we were extremely happy. I know I've had some people to say, oh, well, if that happened and you were able to feel like that towards her, then y'all probably didn't have the best relationship. And I just want to make sure everybody understands as well, that definitely was not the case. We were extremely happy, and if it was not wrong for us to be together, yes, I would absolutely still be with her because we were happy. And if it's not wrong, then what was the point in leaving to begin with? And a lot of people will take that as, oh, so you're still in love with her. No, I'm not. So that's what I want to clear up, because I feel like that was what was in question. So whenever he came in and did what he did, he took all of that away. I woke up one morning and God had just really been dealing with me on some things, and at the time I was deceived into thinking that the Bible was mistranslated, and I'm not going to get into all that. I think I have another video on that. I'll look back, and if I haven't, I'll make one on that, but I'm not going to get into that right now. But I was deceived that the Bible was mistranslated, and I didn't think that it was wrong to be in a homosexual relationship. And so the next day it was like the same thing again, and I had talked to her and I was like, you know, I really feel like that I may be wrong and that we need to separate. And when I told her that, of course, it wasn't what she wanted to hear. It wasn't what I wanted to hear either. I didn't even want to leave. But I just knew for both of us, if I stayed, it wasn't just affecting me, it was affecting her as well. And so I knew that I had to try to leave and see if what I was feeling God telling me was right and that it was wrong. And so I had left, moved 8 hours away back to my hometown. I lasted here for a whole 2 days on my own strength. Didn't make it. I was like, can't do this, I gotta go back, because I missed her. Like I was saying, we were very, very happy, extremely happy. We was always together. You know, I mean, honestly, it was just the perfect couple according to what many had said. And so whenever I went back, as soon as I pulled up on to our property, God immediately started dealing with me. He came inside, he took all of the feelings that I had for her and made me not want to be around her. He made me not want to touch her. He made me not want to even look at her. I tried to smile at her as soon as I pulled up, and it felt like it was everything I had to try to be able to get a smile out. And I get out of the car, and I start trying to take some of my stuff inside. I go inside the house. I start shaking on the inside so much I end up going back outside, because it wasn't as strong out there as it was inside the house. And I'm sitting here talking to her, explaining everything to her, and as soon as I get done telling her, you know, I can't do this, I've got to go, I know 100% sure now that it's wrong. And whenever I told her all of this and we were done talking and I had prayed for her, and God, when the shaking on the inside quit, God had taken every feeling that I had for her that was wrong away. I was no at that point, even though I was still there, at that point I was no longer in love with her. I love her, and I will always love her because we are very close. Me and her whole family are very close. I mean, I view her as like a sister now. You know, we're just really good friends, and that's all it will ever be, because I know, like I said, there's no way in what God showed me and how he made me feel that I could ever believe that it could possibly be right for us to be together. There's no feelings there that are like that. He took all of that away that exact day when he took all of that other stuff, the shaking and everything that I was feeling that he made me feel. When all of that went away, every negative, wrong feeling that you can have in that type of relationship left. And so I just want to make sure that everybody knows that, you know, that's something that God can do. People sit there and try to say, oh, you can't pray the gay away and you can't do this. And let me tell you, for one thing, I had a ton of people that was praying for me all the time. Ever since I was in that, when I had left and was just really, you know, doing my own thing, doing whatever I wanted to do, people continued to pray for me. And I honestly believe that that was one big reason as to why, you know, God tracked me down and he came and saved me, and he showed me all of that to be able to pull me out of that. Having people praying for you is a huge thing. And I know for years I took that lightly, like I wasn't grateful for it, honestly. And now, like, I view prayer so much different. And just know that if you have people praying for you, that is a blessing, and you should be appreciative of those people. But anyways, I really wanted to clarify, because what God did in my life was nothing small. It was honestly very big, because like I said, I was deceived. There was, if somebody were to have come up and told me, you know, God did this in my life and this is what happened and he showed me this, I don't even know if I would have believed them or not. You know, without God coming in and doing what he did and showing me all of that himself, I don't know if I would have believed it. You know, I was just very deep into that, and that spirit had consumed me, and I'm so thankful that he came and delivered me from that. But he can do the exact same thing in your life. You just have to be willing and open and, you know, ready for it to happen. He knows your heart above anything else, and he knows how serious you are about wanting it to happen or not. So yeah, and I just wanted to say as well, you know, that even if you're sitting here questioning, like, is it wrong? Is it possible that it's wrong? If you even think in the slightest bit that it's wrong, this is what was able to get me to leave the first place before God did everything that he did in my life. Just knowing, if you think about it like this, what little time we have here on this earth is absolutely nothing compared to what eternity is going to be like. And hell is a very serious place. Like, I know everybody likes to believe that we're all just going to go to heaven, or they just don't want to think about the fact that hell is real. You know, and if you're questioning that, I would strongly advise you to read a book called The Divine Revelation of Hell. I've read it twice now. I read it again after I got back, and it is very detailed. This lady, she had God had taken her a series of times through hell and showed her the different parts and all of that, and it goes into a lot of detail, and I feel like that if you need any motivation, you know, that would definitely be it. And I'll try to put that in the comments if it'll let me share like a picture. I'll try to share a picture of that in the comments if anybody's interested in reading that. But I just wanted to clarify and make sure that everybody knows the extent of what God did in my life and how he took everything away, and just knowing, like, that God can do the exact same thing for you if that's what you truly want. If you want to reach out, please feel free to. I would love to talk to you.